in a sense, an alarm. Woe to you people of Sinai. You're complacent. And if we move that up a few thousand years or so, wouldn't God be saying the same thing to us? But at least, as I prepared this, I thought he might be saying it to me. Woe to you complacent. Because then I went on to explain how the people at that time were living in luxury. They had more than enough to eat. They were clothed in fine linens. They were drinking more than they should. Their wine from a bowl instead of a chalice. All the example of saying they were living in luxury and not giving any thought to the poor among them. But that very same message came out in the gospel. We have two men. Neither one of them are extremely bad. The rich man lived luxuriously. Lazarus lived in poverty. And the rich man, in a real sense, was complacent. Lazarus was at his door a beggar, and the rich man paid no attention. And I think that's where a lot of us fit in. And I'm pointing definitely to myself. Because when you think about it, I come into this church 4 times a week, walk past the box there that accepts food for the poor. Not giving it a lot of thought, but I've eaten 3 good meals a day. I have a good life. I should be more aware of the poor around me, as each one of us. And no matter how wealthy or how poor we are here, we're far more wealthy than the poorest around us. And so in a real sense, sometimes we can become very complacent. Then the psalm today, minded that Jesus feeds the hungry, he cares for the oppressed, he works for justice. And you and I know that Jesus isn't feeding the hungry, or working for justice, or caring for the oppressed. That's the job you and I are to be doing. In that sense, if we take on seriously the role of Christ, and if we are Christ now, today, then indeed, Christ will be feeding the hungry. Christ will be working for peace and justice. Christ will be working to relieve the oppression of the oppressed. So in a real sense, that opening statement is so important for us today. Woe, you complacent. Because it's so easy for us to live a routine day-to-day life and not give a great deal of thought to the needs of the people around us.